When you have a parent that is emotionally immature, they make it seem as if you are wrong as their child to have boundaries. And this is why children that grow up to become adults, or even before they even reach adulthood, they deal with difficulties setting boundaries with other people. It was because boundaries were not modeled for them while they were inside of their household. When you have emotionally immature parents, they believe that parenting is about control. It's about control, is what they think parenting is. They think that parenting is about providing and control, not even necessarily protecting, not even loving the child. Because emotionally immature parents that are very sick mentally will even convince themselves that they do not even have to love their children, and that the children are supposed to love them, the parent, but the parent does not have to return the love or reciprocate that same love that the parent wants from their child. Emotionally immature parents are the ones where they are very hypocritical. What they want from their children is the things that they do not even give their children. They want the utmost respect from their children, but do they model respect to their children? Do they speak to their children with respect? No, they do not. The way that they speak to their children is they speak to them very disrespectfully. They disrespect their children directly to their face, behind their back, when they're talking to other people, whether it is relatives, other family members, loved ones, friends, whomever it is that they are talking to. They disrespect their children behind their children's backs instead of having their child's back behind their back. They also talk at their children. They don't talk to their children, they talk at them. They look at the child as if they are just some person off of the street, like they could just speak to them in any old way, shape, or form that they can, and that the child is supposed to put up with it because they are the child and the parent is the parent. But that's not how life works. No one is allowed to talk to somebody crazy any type of way, shape, or form without any type of consequences or repercussions. Even parents need to understand that children are their own people. They are their own individual. They have their own lives, their own purpose, their own mission for being here on this earth. And that they cannot take full control over another human being, even if that other human being is their own child. Parenting is not about controlling your child. It's about loving your child, protecting your child, providing for your child, and raising for child. What did the wonderful and amazing wise woman Iyanla Vanzant say? There's a difference between providing for a child and raising a child. She said there's a difference between providing for a child and raising a child, because a lot of you parents think that just because you are providing for your children, that that's all you need to do. You're provide excuse me, you're providing a roof over their head. That's great. That's wonderful. So you and your children are not out there on the street. We can give you credit for that. However, however, you do not get to take the full credit of being a parent if all you're doing is providing for your children. Are you protecting the children from harm, from danger? Are you advising your children not to be in certain areas, or advising them not to be around certain environments or certain energies, around certain types of people, so that they don't get involved into danger? Are you advising them about stranger danger? Are you letting them know not to give their phone number out to other people that they do not necessarily even know? Strangers that they have met in grocery stores. Are you telling them not to get into cars of people that they do not know? If you're not teaching those children those things, then how do you expect your children to know that? Parenting is more than just providing for your children. Parenting is about teaching your children. You are your child's first teacher. And if you are not teaching your child, then what are you doing? What are you doing if you're not even teaching your child? How do you expect your child to even learn what they are supposed to do if you are not teaching them? How do you expect your children to know how to navigate their life, how to navigate this world, and how to navigate as an adult if you haven't even taught them how to do so? You just expect the child to fend for themselves? But did your parents make you fend for themselves? If you answered no to that question, then why did you make your child fend for themselves when your parent didn't even make you fend for yourself? And that's why that's wrong. And if your parent did make you fend for yourself, then why are you repeating the cycle? Why aren't you doing something differently? Why are you making your child suffer the same way that you suffered? And why are you emotionally immature parents so okay with watching your child struggle right in front of you and you don't even do anything to fix it, to help them, or put a stop to, to put a stop to it? If you are not even helping your child when they are going through difficult things in their life, then why are you a parent to begin with? Some people shouldn't be parents, and emotionally immature parents should not be parents because of the way that they parent. They parent through control. They think that they are here on this earth to control another human being, control every aspect. That's what a puppeteer does to a puppet. Your child is not a puppet. Your child is a person, not a puppet, and they are surely not your property. Y'all treat y'all children, you emotionally immature, neglectful parents, treat your children like they are your property, not a person. You want to control them like they are a puppet and you're the puppeteer. If you want a puppet, get yourself a puppet, an actual wooden puppet. Or get yourself one of those little dummy dolls with whole ventriloquists. Do that instead. Do that instead of trying to control another human being. Because did your parents control your every move of that? No. But the reason why is because you feel like you didn't have much control over your own life. You felt that you couldn't make a lot of your own decisions. You allowed someone else to take control over your life because at a certain point, your parents stopped controlling your life. When you got of a certain age, they stopped controlling your life. They let you do what you wanted to do because they're like, you're an adult, you can do what you want to do now. But you let someone else, like a spouse or a partner, take control of your life, and now you're resentful. Now you're resentful because you have allowed another human being to take control over you when you should have put a stop to it. You should have put your foot down, stand on your 2 feet and 10 toes, put on your big girl panties, your big boy drawers, and you should have taken control over your own life. But instead, you allowed another person to take control over your life. So because you're resentful, and because you're regretful, you're taking that anger out on your children, thinking that this is the person that I'm going to control. No. If you want to control somebody, control the person that's looking in the mirror. Control them. Control yourself if you didn't catch that. Control them. The person in the mirror. That's who you need to control, is the person that's looking at you in the mirror. Because you trying to control another person is what's creating a damper in the relationship that you have with that person. You wonder why your children don't want to come around you, why they don't want to talk to you. One, because you don't create a safe space for them. All you do is try to control how they feel about things. And because you are too emotionally immature, you can't handle their emotions. You can't handle their sadness. You can't handle their grief. You can't handle their anger. So when they start getting angry, you want to tell them to calm down, to simmer down, but you're not helping them to calm down. You're not soothing them. You're not nurturing them. You're not comforting them. All you're doing is telling them to calm down because their emotions are just too much for you. And if their emotions are too much for you, how do you think they feel when they have to deal with your outbursts, with your emotional tirades, when they have to deal with you and your mood swings? How do you think they feel? How do you think they feel when they have to deal with your emotional instability, when they have to deal with the unstableness of your emotions, when they have to deal with the fact that you are emotionally unhealthy? How do you think your children feel when they don't even have a healthy parent? They don't have not one healthy parent that is healthy enough for them to navigate and to live and exist in this world, because the parent that they have is just as sick as the people that they see on the street. The only difference is those parents actually have a home. And not everybody on the street is sick. Some people are just in an unfortunate situation and they're not bums, so stop calling them a bum. And if you have $1, if you have some change, give them something. Don't worry about what they're going to do with it because that's none of your business. So people ask you what you're doing with your money, okay, then don't ask a homeless person what they're doing with theirs. If you have some water and some food, give it to them. Ashe.